have returned for more fun in Charlian. Hooray! Labyrinthos, to be specific. This is definitely going to be my last session of the night, but I am going to try to push to finish this side of the story arc for tonight. And then tomorrow afternoon, whatever time I manage to log on, because work will keep me from doing anything in the morning, but whatever time I manage to log on in the afternoon, I will continue this session. So, Alphino. Well, do y'all have anything different to say, Kryl? Alright, you still have that to say, alright. Alphino. You're gonna give me a hat. How nice. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. There's a person to talk to out here. Gemstone trader, okay. In case I decide to do fates out here. Whee! Oh. It counts the gemstones from the first. Fascinating. Can't get anything super interesting out here, but at least not yet. They probably unlock if you do more fates or something, unlock more stuff. Oh, triple triad person. Hello. Alright. Greetings, we are here to peruse the Archeon's vaults. Peruse? You're clearly not gleaners, then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong with the students of Baldesion, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Well, not us then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? That service has also been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. What, is this so far as... So this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time it will be too late, and we were so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? Students of Baldesion. Well, okay then. Everyone in Charlian has a stick up the butt. No wonder Alphino and Alice were like that when we got here, or when they first arrived. The Forum must be wary of exposure indeed to so heavily restrict the use of public institutions. If they're going to close off facilities, then they ought to announce it. The students must be furious. Labyrinthos is constructed in the shape of a mortar. This upper level is called the outer circuit, and the medial circuit lies one tier below us. We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. 'Tis likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we are to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. I'm game if y'all are. curiosity. No blue ones have appeared. Okay. Alright. Look for someone involved in this quest, because there's a lot of side quests around here. Boxes of crystals. That's not foreboding at all. Bone-weary worker. Hello there. You look tired, friend. What's that? Take you down the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day, and only now I finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out the gate, though, shouldering a large pack, engaged in some manner of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. Well, that's some good information. You turned as if you were going to leave, and then you just stayed there. Okay. So many side quests here. Ah, all the side questing. It will need to be done when I am not streaming. Wee! Bemused student. Am I taking the lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Archeon, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There is no record of such a creature anywhere. But it was wandering around the Tranquility, so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Squeal, squeal. Oddest little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of the Archeon. Take care of it until the Archeon is open again. This wouldn't be like a Final Days creature, would it? If you've never seen it before... Is this a Terminus Crier? No, that would... try to think. What monsters from the Amarad dungeon it could be? Something that would fit in that box. There's only so many things. Alright, so looking for the Gleaner. With luck, it's our bunny boyfriend. It's probably not, but it would be nice. Okay. It's turning cloudy. Or it's just afternoon. One or the other. Oh, alright, it's misting. That's why. Okay, hello, friend. There you are. Oh, it is you! Hello, Ernville! Quiet, you'll frighten it away. Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The cloud can I need to capture is close, very close. Hey, I'll help. You wish to help me with this too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1, very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Its feathers are green, and its cry is a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with this sleeping dart. Oh boy. Look for a green burb. The effects are short-lived, so I'll lie in wait down by the river bank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. Oh boy. Get to do one of these! Yay! Alright. Looking for a green bird. You. And it needs to say caw-caw. Green says caw. That's walk. It's you. Come on. Come here, bird. Come back. Oh, come on now. There we go. Sleepy bird. Joy emote! Yay! It's been a while since I've done that.
A fair shot.
Oh, you have a voice.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
Okay. Nod.
There you are. Any new revelations?
Just a spot of hunting is all. Helping out my bunny boyfriend.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a gleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Take us with you! You have very dark skin. Very ebony.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species, too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
Interesting.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
It's fine.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
We can stick ourselves in boxes.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I've already explored down there. I'm not going to tell my
I never
friends
even
that.
knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Goodbye, Erenville. You're a nice bunny boyfriend. You have boots on your backpack.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
This is so elaborate to be an artificially created place. Like, goodness. Alrighty. Off we go. Now we have the weird music again. Whee! It'll be nighttime before too long. Oh, look, it's a fade. Probably should have pulled one at a time. Maybe Mike Chocobo can keep up. Maybe now I can survive this quietly. Just felt the need. Now it's done. Oh. I didn't actually jump. There we go. Now I'm back to dancing. I never would have noticed this cave on my own. Thank the scholar that Erenville knew of it, and that you were there to persuade him to share. I mean, I knew of it. I've already explored this place, lols. Took a quick peek inside, but it's awfully dark in there. Well, that's why I'm here. I have night vision, because I am a nocturnal Mooncat. The medial circuit, which Erenville mentioned, is the tier directly below us. Unlike the lowest levels of Labyrinthos, with its rigid security, one can usually roam the middle layer quite freely. Let us see what we might find. This must be it, the entrance to the mineshaft. 'Tis faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures homed there by the researchers, do you think? Well, slavering beasts aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Man-made though it may be, this shaft was designed to resemble a natural cave system. Heed Erenville's warning and do step carefully. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. I mean, it's not that bad in there. It's a little steep here and there, but nothing my peacock can't handle. It's mostly mushrooms in here. Weirdo mushrooms. That done. Another person with the peacock. Leave me alone, mushroom. Such a nice improvement to have the AoEs turn into dance steps. And hey, I managed to get 4 feathers. Not that I'm fighting anything more at the moment, but you know. Just in case I manage to fight something else. Alright, here we are. Stola? That mineshaft was infested with mithril caps. Some sort of research project, I wonder? I suppose they are a most unusual creature. Why did they develop such long limbs when all they do is shuffle about narrow tunnels? Good question, Stola. Alice? Shallon, did you know Kryl almost took a tumble back there? She can't possibly still be dizzy from the lift. I was being careful, I swear. The slope was steeper than I thought, and I lost my footing for a moment. That's all. I'm not injured, if you don't count my pride. Everyone seems to have made it through without incidents. Nothing of consequence, at least. As promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the medial circuit. As I recall, this tier was where they kept a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Aaronville's assumption holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for the Great Migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let us follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. I get the feeling it's not so much for migration, it's for, you know, storage for potential later things. Like, the migration would be down here instead of elsewhere. Just my theory. These things are creepy. They're like leaf slimes or something. Why those things? Why? Alrighty. What do we have here? Aha! Now I know where we are. This is the Meridol Agronomics. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And this is the facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Foods so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, many mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabout, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. 'Tis possible they know something of the Forum's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? Sure, might as well ask around. See what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same or cast about for useful clues. Looking at the pumpkins. A field full of ripe vegetables being left to rot on the vine. Not a single picker hard at work. Clearly procuring readily available fresh food is not the Forum's priority. Ugh. Ugh. They're not harvesting? That's goes against some of my assumptions. Alice. I'm told this cart holds the harvestment for the larders here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Where's Stola? And so you've spent years researching these high-yield cultivation techniques? I love how Alphino's always, like, actually questioning people. It's pretty amusing. Oh, it's a mooncat. No, you're not. You're not a mooncat. You don't have a... Oh, wait, there's your tail. Okay, yes, you are a mooncat. Yay! You are a fellow keeper. You can tell by his name. He is a firstborn son. Which is why my son is named Shalana. Do I have aught to be taken down below? More than I can carry, and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport. Hence the stack of crates atop the hill over there. Gods, hauling up the lot up that slope was a job and a half. Well. Oh, there's Stola. I took a moment to survey the surrounding area. There are several other facilities nearby we can investigate if we fail to learn aught of value here. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising, given that it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled, a region in the south of Isilbard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for a myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition into hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. Used to be called Corvos before the Imperials renamed it Locus Ammonius. Ah, interesting. The Forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment. One whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments in cultivation. Huh. So Labyrinthos is modeled after Corvos. Raha is from Corvos. And a little known fact if you haven't read the story, but Xenos' sword mentor was also from Corvos. Before Xenos killed him, because he tried to kill Xenos. Reasons. Things happen. Jepk. Well, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors, not with the use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? We found a cave. The mine shaft, you say? Well, you are a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the Forum has us filling order lists a mom long. Massive yet detailed requests, literal wagon loads of crop samples, and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation and was met with vague assurances that all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Well, that's interesting. Alright, let's go see these stacked boxes. The labels on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings accompanied by sheaves of reports.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
You look a lot like Hori, I'm just saying.
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, We've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Well, thank you for that random bit of exposition there, random NPC. I appreciate it. Ignore my hand flipping through my chakra.
Have you learned aught of interest?
I learned these flowers are pretty.
A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly. Isn't that the entrance to the Arcade?
Hey, it's our friend.
Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member? Or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Kryl?
Kryl?
You okay, honey?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
But, Kryl, Krile is turning into a zombie.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
But, Krile, I am concerned about you. I am very concerned about you. Forgive me, my attention has been elsewhere. We're following Erenville, weren't we? It feels wrong to spy on Erenville, helpful as he's been, but what other choice do we have? Let's get after him already. We've waited too long as it is. Is Krile still feeling unwell? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We cannot let our quarry slip away. Erenville was headed westward along the path outside the Archeon. Come, we can still catch him. Krile, I'm getting worried about you, honey. Let's just drop down here. It's fine. It seems Y'shtola wishes to have a word with us. I can still hear it. We've fallen too far behind, and this damn mist won't help matters. Hold a moment, I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Logisticon Beta, one of the Labyrinthos climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, with which one could access the upper or lower tiers. If I were an agent of the Forum, it would make for a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toads! Ah! Goodness! Ah! Y'shtola! Why did you frog us? Ah! Unaccustomed to transfiguration. Worry not, it will wear off with the passage of time. She's turned me to my true form, Kappa! I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. And what am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn anything of note. It's okay, Krile. Which reminds me, where are the creatures hereabouts? In that form, you are essentially defenseless. Yes, Y'shtola, I well know that. You have changed into a toad. You must remain transfigured in order to progress with the quest objectives. You'll turn from your transfigured status if you move too far away. Look for your map for transfiguration's area of effect. Speak with Y'shtola to restore or prolong the transfiguration. Welp. Okay. 30 minutes. That's a while. I would have enjoyed being a toad for a little while, if only for the change of pace, but Y'shtola is right. I'm too preoccupied with other matters. Ribbit, ribbit! Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit! Alpha Toad and Alley Toad are accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to pursue the quest objectives. I can't even with this. This is just, this is too funny. I can't, it's just, oh my goodness. Alfie Toad and Alley Toad. The dubs are aware of nicknames for these two. It's just too funny. I'm dying. Talk. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Oh, I'm so tickled by this. Oh, it's just disgusting. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Allie turns to face the north. Perhaps she's suggesting you cross the bridge. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Alpha Toad attempts and fails to shake his head, but you nevertheless understand that he tells you that this is the wrong way. Oh, this tickles me too much. I am too amused by this. It is entirely too funny. I can't even. This is just too much. Too much for me. Too much.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
She is in fact a moon cat. I'm pretty sure. Based on her skin complexion.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Charlean scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Charlean was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
No one here but us toads. Such intense staring.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Erenville, you are a good buddy boyfriend. Oh hey, we suddenly transform.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Oh, goodness. We don't just stand there and stare intently. Lols. Oh, that whole thing just... Oh, it was too good. It was far too good. I love it. Our toad performance needs work, apparently. I'll have to pay more attention next time I see one. I suppose we should have known a gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived. Yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps we've discovered a new piece to the puzzle. This momentous duty the Forum agent mentioned. Charlian has been called to action, and the Telafroy's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all of Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eorzea's request for aid. If we happen to cross paths with Erenville again, I should like to thank him properly. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we just heard, none of the gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing new by pressing them further. We should head back to Y'shtola and Kryl for the moment, see what they think of this. No more frogging. I still can't believe that was a thing that happened. Oh, goodness. That was a thing that happened. Y'shtola turned us into frogs. And then you just sit and talk to Alphino and Alice at various points, and all we say is ribbit. Oh, goodness. It's just too good. It's just far too good. Oh, goodness. I wasn't expecting that, but it was worth seeing. Where is Kryl? It's funny how normal the forest seems now. As a toad, it was all so much more ominous and threatening. If you say so, Alice. Where is Kryl? That's what I asked, Alphino. Where is she? Y'shtola, what have you done with her? Welcome back. I trust you found Erenville, then? He saw through the ruse, but it's fine. He's on our side. Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if that something was simply a confirmation that no one knows much of anything. We should share this with Kryl, then discuss how we'd like to proceed, assuming Assuming we find her back at the farm, she was still behaving oddly, so I bid her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Would you mind checking near those flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey the more distant areas, just in case she decided to wander. Frogging. I just... Alright. Pretty sure that will always be funny to me. It was so unexpected. It was just like, frogging! We have become frogs. Alright, where were those flowers that Kryl saw? They were up the hill. That's where they were. Leave me alone, buggies, or Corrigan. That's a Corrigan after me. Ah! There she is. Next to the flowers. Kryl. Hello? Kryl, sweetie. Kryl?
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Oh. Okay, she was talking to you. Had a feeling it was her. I'm just staring at her like,
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Heidelin, you're gonna use her as a conduit? I mean, sure, but, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Heidelin.
Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower, walk free, for you are free, to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine. Till the end, blinding and radiant.
Thank you, Heidelin.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away.
apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
This piano rendition of answers.
You can't be serious. We've done nothing wrong.
Well. Oh, hello, Fortuno. How unpleasant to see you here.
Fortuno? What business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
No. No.
Grah!
No.
But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
You do not arrest my brother. No, you don't.
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
But he's allowed there. He's an Archon.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
They better not hurt my brother. They better let him out of prison.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Graha should have come with us. I knew it. I knew he should have come with us. At least we managed to have a conversation with Heidelin. And she gave us assurance of what happened to Minfilia. you are. You're fine. Okay. Run and hug that. Oh, Kryle's put her hood down. That I did not see coming. I've never seen Kryle with her hood down.
I was careless.
It's fine, Raha.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
Good boy.
The forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings.
Barnier.
Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Throw the punches, Kryle.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
It's weird me not
Then
having
it
my
seems your
circlet on.
findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd.
Yes, Graha used to be the leader of a city. For 100 years.
From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
She didn't bang on the floor with her rod.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuner, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me.
Ironvald, we love you.
So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same.
Good point.
Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order! Master Montaigne raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldessian are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Charlian. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
The fear I can't wear the hat. Vera still can't wear hats. Search for Kryl. That was a long cutscene. But I do believe that will be the end of this section. Alphino. My father may be right, that I am still groping in the dark for answers. But I needed him to know that I would never stop searching. I owed that much to Arenvald and myself. You may encounter some raised eyebrows, but do continue to claim the students as your sponsor whensoever the need arises. I believe in the guiding principles of the Scions, and I know my grandfather would have as well. Thank the gods that Scholarch Montaigne for... I absolutely loathe arguing in circles. Raha? I apologize for the trouble I've caused you. I was pondering the significance of what I had just read as I left the restricted section. I knocked over the security mammoth on my way out. I promise to be more vigilant next time. Rah! We have got to do something about your absent-mindedness, boy. This is like, I know Lena was very concerned about this for you right before we left. And yes, you don't seem to have improved in that, honey. Just saying. Just saying, honey. Stola? Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city. And for our endless investigations have not been in vain, for now we now know that this mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the ethereal sea. With our freedoms so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn aught more of substance here in Charlian. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? I suspect because they can't. They physically cannot. Survival, come what may, is Father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family. Alphino? Alice? It is you! Is that your mama? When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so glad they allowed you to stay. Mother! Oh, I knew it. I knew that was your mama. Oh, she's so pretty. Amelian's Levier at your service. She has Alma's hairstyle. And you fine people must be the scions of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. You're much nicer than your husband, I'm just saying. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches Father that you were here. Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I'm well aware that you and Master Fortuno are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go visit your home. We'll be back at the annex when you're ready to rejoin us. Are we not sure? I'm not sure we shall. What do you think? Go, go. Shallan? The Shallan Renage? What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist that you join us. Are you adopting me? Can I take my baby with me? Ah, but we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Shallan, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. And then she was gone, and with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. I think she adopted me. I think Ameliance has adopted me. Well, at least now I know that she would probably be willing to look after my baby when I'm elsewhere in the world. I'm sure Alphino thinks nothing of it. He invited classmates over all the time, but I wasn't the most... It was a different time for me, alright? Don't be so embarrassed, Alice. I apologize. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I am glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Shallan? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on our visit home? Certainly. Fine, if we're going, then let's get this over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking in our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away, childhood toys... I mean, never mind. Levier Estate is that way. It's straight down the stairs. Come on. Alright, we do have to hurry before Fortuno gets home. There's a stop and chat spot. And you two are following me and you're not toads this time. Hooray! As children, Alphino and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. Aww. When Alice and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother, or servant, was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. goodness, you two. You lived in this house. God, goodness. And here I grew up homeless for a good chunk of my life. And here you are at last. Please do come in. Ooh, I like the variety of lilies in that pot there. Ah! Ah!
Welcome home, my lady.
Ah! Servants! So many servants! Ah! Chandeliers. Interesting. It's fancy, but it's got a little bit of a homey feel to it, too. The servants are freaking me out, but,
What? What are you gawping at?
Allie say, I've never been in such a wealthy mansion before. House Levier in all its grandeur. Scion headquarters, of course, must seem squalid indeed. Just admiring the craftsmanship. House Levier in all its grandeur, because, my goodness, I could only... The riches like this were beyond even my wildest dreams growing up, Allie say. I'm just saying. When you live homeless on the streets... My eyes are...
Oh, God, please don't. It makes me feel like a spoiled princess.
Allie say, you kind of were. You kind of were.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
We all know who the real boss of this house is.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you'd accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
Okay. Y'all have fun.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying.
Yeah, about the part where their souls got sucked into another world.
In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations.
I'm sure Tataru was very grateful for that.
Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience.
Yes, your babies have grown a lot.
But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Well, that's, not embarrassing at all. No idea those kids love me that much.
They care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
As long as you promise to look after my baby when I'm not here in Charlian. He's a spunky boy. Oh! There's their new clothes.
Gifts. I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
She's wearing heels. Fascinating.
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
I take it she wrote to Tataru for their current measurements.
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Wow.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become.
Yes, they are adults.
See for yourself.
And there's our handsome boy. Look at him.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
Are you giving him the Nolith?
If you'd allow me, Master Alphino.
Making him a sage. Ugh, those gloves don't have backs to them. It's a little bit, weird. Yep, he has become sage. Oh, I want to hug him.
Wait. Are these...
Yes, you have class
A
changed.
sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Did he approve of this?
Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days. As a student, he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
I love it. Alright, definitely love Mama Leveilleur. Oh! She just straight up gives him a soul crystal.
Are quite difficult to master. But someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
Wow.
We will, Mother. I promise.
I love it. Oh, this whole scene is so heartwarming.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Good plan. That's not Alphino's way, but maybe it should become that way. Oh, look at these precious babies.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Hugs. Y'all give your mother a hug.
My children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
Amelians, please, please take care of my baby when I'm not here in Charlian. Pretty please. Speaking of, I need to go return to him. That was a really sweet scene. That was so sweet. And that was that. Only the gods know when we'll be back again. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her. And I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us. These gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Yes, baby stubs. They're precious. And I love them. Ooh! Ooh, look at the northern lights. Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. Half moon. So pretty. I love it. Probably take the teleporter though. Take the internet shard to get to the far side of the city. There. Oh, it's so pretty. I'd be taking screenshots now if I could, but unfortunately I don't think I can do that while I'm streaming. So the stream will just have to suffice. Okay. We had that pretty sky to look at. And let us go in here. We'll finally finish up this part. Then I will go to bed and just resume this tomorrow whenever I manage to log back in. Raha? As curious as I am to learn the truth of this duty, I wonder what else the Forum is hiding. A calamitous secret whose origins lies in the ethereal sea. Duplicity aside, however, I do not believe Master Fortuno means us ill. Even the harsh words he had for his children stemmed not from anger, I think, but desperation. I've had the same feeling, Raha. For us to feel responsible for the schism of House Levier would be pure hubris. After all, we are merely on the outskirts of what is essentially a family affair. Yet neither can we claim indifference of strangers. To hear their mother welcome them so warmly was a joy and a relief. If I intend to master these sages' armaments, that will mean learning to imbue them with the same ether that I poured into moonstone and obsidian. Yes, your precious carbuncles! 'Tis difficult to grasp the essence of such an entity. For me, it will help me to think of the Nulus as allies in battle. Simply a new form of the energy which went into manifesting my carbuncle companions. But moonstone and obsidian! Who's gonna adopt your little baby carbuncles now? Don't think for a moment that I'm jealous of Alphino's new weapons. They're far more suited to him than me. We left for Eorze in matching outfits, but our styles, both fashion and fighting, have long since diverged. If anything, I'm proud of the differences between us. Yes, I wouldn't change you for anything, Alice. Even your limit break spam. Enjoy your time with the Leviers, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we ever edge closer to the secret the Forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Heidelin is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once we've heard your report from Thavnair, we'll be well equipped to plot out our next move. I'm relatively certain we were meant to do Charlian first and Thavnair second because of the way they phrased all that. But, you know, it's still you do whatever order you want to do it in. Alright, now I'm gonna go plop Shalyn into the nap room, as Graha called it. She's gonna go and cuddle with her baby for a while. I'll probably log on in the morning and do all those side quests before I start work. And then try to log on in the afternoon and do more stream tomorrow. I will push through this to the very end. Look at all these carbuncles running around. I need to talk to you. Ready for a nap? Yes, I am in fact ready for a nap. Clean sheets and a warm blanket's await. Rest as long as you like. Going to cuddle my baby. Cuddle with Shalana. Where in this entire room I would put a cradle is a good question. It's like, I mean, honestly, she'd probably clear off this desk and kind of leave it there so that she could just reach him easily. Either that or she'd just put the bassinet beside her bed here. One or the other. I still love that we actually have a legit chalkboard. It's an actual chalkboard with actual chalk and chalkboard erasers. Look at all this. It's crazy. When was the last time you saw a legitimate chalkboard? We have another desk, so yeah, she could definitely just make that an area for Shalana, and if she needs a writing space, she writes here. I still love this room. Like, it's not as nice, I guess, as the one in the Crystarium, simply because we apparently don't have a view to the outside. But, oh, it's another chalkboard. We have 2 chalkboards in this room? Anyway, alright, enough faffing around. What? That is a charcoal pencil drawing of Ifrit. Is there a drawing of Titan in here? Because I'm pretty sure I saw one of Garuda. Okay, maybe the Garuda one's not in here. Oh, well, what is that? I'm not sure what that is. I feel like I should know what that is, but I'm not sure. Ah! I keep getting distracted by all the things in here. That's a really tall ladder. Anyway, okay. As I was saying, I'm getting off for now. I will try to see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully it won't take me 3 hours to log in by the time I'm finally able to play. In the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Never cease to be amazing. And bye for now.